Okay, there we go. Come on, Instagram. Oh, here we go. And okay, let's see. Okay, so testing sound. Say something, whatever you want. Just checking.
1 2 check check 1 2 pure blood.
Yeah. Okay. See how it sounds.
1 1 2 2 check check.
Oh, testing sound. Say something.
1 2 1 2 check check 1 2 pure.
Sounds fine.
We're
Sounds fine.
good.
Okay.
See, when Swede and Swiss are together, it's always like. "Rah!"
Yeah, the sound works. Okay, everybody facts with Maaxx, episode 23. I was gone for like 2 weeks and made a little trip out to the nowhere without cell phone service, and it was incredible. But I still got to save humanity, so we're back again. And today I have a very special guest. This is a genius Swiss man that knows a lot of shit. People, everyone on here is a conspiracy person in one shape or form, so they get what I mean. He knows stuff. But depending on how much time we have today, we're mainly here to share your story about how you almost died.
It's a big story.
Crazy. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself however you want. You can tell people what you do or not tell them what you do, depending on if you want to keep your privacy. I don't know. Because we get that kind of stuff. So
I
you want
understand.
to introduce yourself? I'm gonna let you.
So my name is Pierre. I'm a entertainment live music production manager. I've been in this for 18 years, touring the world with big bands for the last 16. Retired in 2022, and being in Las Vegas working for AR-15 as a production operations manager. And in a nutshell, this is pretty much it.
This is it.
This
Okay.
is it.
Well, I think we should just jump into the gooey stuff right away
I
because
agree. Yep.
honestly, I kind of want you to just share the whole story because yes, we're gonna talk about Acemannan and everything, but you went through something way back, even before I knew who you were, and
Yep.
obviously I'm gonna post some pictures in here while you're talking. So,
Oh. So
so
in December of 2021, on a Sunday, I had a classic Volkswagen Bus, 1969 classic, completely restored. It was my classic car, right? And every Sunday, I used to take my car for a spin because the engine is old and you need to
mhm.
maintain them. I told my partner at the time, I'll be home in 1 hour, and I'll see you then. We go out. I woke up in an ambulance with a phone call from my old partner saying, "Where are you at?" I was not able to talk, and apparently I had a car accident. I went through my windshield, broke my neck, and I was on my way to trauma at UMC. I was like, "Oh, I have no recollection of anything." When the
What was the last
accident
thing you
happened,
like during the actual accident? Like what?
so
What? What
the
did
only thing I recall is I was at the red light,
you? Mm-hmm.
put first gear because it was a stick shift, of course. Thank you, Germany. First gear, second gear. By the time I go to clutch the third gear, there's a car right in front of me. Like I'm talking, the guy was turning double lane right in front of me. I only remember trying to avoid. So because the windshield, the steering wheel is on your knees in these old Volkswagen bus, I only remember doing that motion. Right, try to
Mm-hmm.
eliminate that threat to my front end,
Mm-hmm.
and I blacked out. I have no recollection. I don't know what happened. I don't know how long I was there for. From what people told me, I was hanging out from the front of the bus because my ankle was stuck inside. The pedals kept
Mm-hmm.
me from completely ejecting out. But when they found me, half of my body was hanging in the front of the bus, like you can see on that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I was completely unconscious. I think my brain was like, it's time. Good night. And I
Do you
woke
think
up in the
you
ambulance
actually
on the way
did
to
you
trauma.
actually die?
I don't think my heart stopped, but I was gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no recollection of anything. I don't remember
Oh
people
my
talking to me. I don't remember people taking me out of the car. I really have, and I guess in a way, for my own personal mental health, I guess it's good because I don't have any PTSD. The next week, I was in a car again, and I was okay.
yeah,
Right?
you just jumped right back to it. I love it.
I jumped right back to it with my neck brace,
Mm-hmm.
like just like that.
Oh, with the same.
Yeah. So that picture you see right there is when I got the trauma at UMC.
Mm-hmm.
On the sides, you can see on both of my sides the inflammation, like it got swollen because I broke my spine.
Uh-huh.
I kissed my windshield with my left side, and it broke
Mm-hmm.
my ACD. So I have an ACDF fusion, level C5, C6. So
Wait,
pretty
is the
much it's right
picture
there.
before or after the surgery? I'm gonna pull up some of those
That's
pictures.
the picture right before the surgery. That's when they came to
Oh,
me
got it.
telling me, "You have a broken
Oh,
spine. We need
with
to do
with the
surgery, otherwise you can be paralyzed."
yeah.
I was 1.2 millimeters away from the spinal cord to be completely ruptured. So I was like, "Let's do it. Let's go."
So how did
And
you
this is
feel anything there? You don't look very bothered in the face.
no, I think because they gave me, I don't know what kind of painkillers, or maybe
Yeah.
I have no idea what they gave me, but I was not in pain at all. No.
Well,
I was
that's
conscious. I came back to consciousness in the ambulance, but I was kinda
uh-huh.
like, drowsy or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and I guess at one point before they rolled me into the surgical block, they gave me something for the pain because they did a whole bunch of tests to see
Yeah.
if it was more injuries on my spine or whatnot, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's where that picture, that's the X-ray, the 3 days after surgery,
Mm-hmm. So what how long
and
was the surgery? Do you know?
so the surgery was, I think, a little bit over 2 hours. They
Mm-hmm.
go through the front, they remove your trachea, right? And they go
Uh-huh.
through the front,
Uh-huh.
and they put those pallets and the screws so you can see level C5 and level C6. They replace the disc with a cadaver bone, and,
Oh,
at one point
from what
yeah,
cadaver, do you know?
I don't know, I asked his name, nobody told me,
What's the no? What's the name of this cadaver?
and, I'm very grateful that person gave
Yeah.
me a piece of their bone. But yeah, so they go through the front,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a long rehabilitation. It was 3 months with the neck brace. Keep in
Right.
mind, I had my ankle was broken, my leg was in a cast.
Oh yeah.
I looked like an old grandpa for a long time.
Wait, so let me ask you this. Considering all these injuries happening at the same time, I'm sure that some of them probably wasn't so prominent because of another one. Which one did you feel the most?
My ankle.
The ankle, so not the
Yeah.
neck.
No. The
That's
neck after surgery was actually they offered me, to give me, like, oxycodons. I was like,
uh-huh.
"Nope, I'm not taking that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
taking any narcotics."
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me Tylenol. So
Oh,
I was like,
great.
"Woo, that's not gonna help."
Yep.
But at one point, yeah, my ankle was giving me more pain and trouble than my neck because my neck was in a neck brace for 3
Mm-hmm.
months. You can't really do anything, you can't feel anything, you can't move.
Oh, can you eat?
The ankle was the problem.
Could you eat?
Yeah, yeah, for the first couple of days, you eat, liquid foods
Uh-huh.
because, they remove your trachea
Uh-huh.
and to go in the front, so it's still kinda a little clumsy, but, I can tell you a week later, I was eating beef.
Oh, nice. Well, it's so interesting. I mean, I guess so. Let me go back to the other pictures because the injuries. No, where exactly is the? Now I want to do research on this. Where exactly does the food go in here?
So, the
Behind,
food goes in the
behind
front of
the.
that. Yeah, see
Thank you.
the plate,
Uh-huh.
your trachea is in front of that. So when
Interesting.
you swallow food, it's on the right side of the picture. Everything that's dark, on
Uh-huh.
top is the tongue, and that's uh, your esophagus, pretty much.
Interesting. I don't know all these terms. You're better than me
So
at
the
that.
bones are in the back, right? But that's why they remove your trachea. They remove it
Yeah.
from the side. That to me is an extremely weird concept too.
Yeah.
Remove your trachea, put it on the side,
Mm-hmm.
fix it, screw it, and then
And
put
then
it
put
back
it.
on.
Yo, it's very interesting. So,
I know.
so
It's good.
how long did you have to have the neck brace on?
3 months, 90
3
days.
months. Like
Yep,
24/7?
24/7. Yeah,
That's a long time.
because it needs to allow for the discs and the bones to
Uh-huh.
kinda restructure itself with the screws,
Yeah.
so you can't move at all, right?
Mhm.
And I can tell you when I removed my neck brace after 3 months, I
What
look like
did that
I
feel
came
like?
back from a concentration camp. My neck was this. It
That's
was
crazy.
no
That's
muscles,
intense.
everything faded away.
So how could you like is it hard to hold the head up?
No, no, but it was very weak. I couldn't do any movements. I was
Oh,
like, "What
wow.
is this?"
Oh, that's
because
crazy.
all your muscles on the side is because
Uh-huh.
you do rotations and everything. So after 3 months, it completely vanished. It disappeared completely.
That's crazy.
I
Okay,
was
so
really skinny.
you were due, I assume. So you were recovering pretty well because you're a healthy person. Obviously, you're
Mhm.
eating
Yep.
clean. You actually do want to share your carnivore, right?
Yeah, I'm 100% carnivore for the
Mhm.
last, I'm gonna right now it's 1,175 days.
Oh, good God. Counting it like that. Yeah. So you were already
Eggs,
healthy.
meats,
I know you've been
butter.
fasting and stuff. I'm actually, so it's Red Moon tonight. I fasted for 4 days. It's my fourth day today. And I'm
Okay.
gonna wait till after the moon, which is think it's like midnight to 3 a.m. or something, and then tomorrow I'm gonna eat. So I'm making 100% grass-fed, grass-finished bone broth over here, which is my New York.
Mm,
It's freaking delicious. But yeah,
nutrients
so
right there.
back to you. So you're eating healthy, so you're obviously recovering pretty okay. But when I met you, you still had you weren't fused up right yet, correct?
Absolutely. So it takes, they say 18 to 24 months for the bone to become
Mm-hmm.
a solid bone. So the fusion, right? Because the disc is replaced by cadaver bone.
Mm-hmm.
The level 5, 6 will become one
Yeah.
bone. So it takes 18 to 24 months. I met you exactly, I believe, 15 months or 16 months after my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we started talking about, what happened to me. And
Mm-hmm.
one day you were like, you need to try this. I just
Mm-hmm.
discovered this. I believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. And I
Uh,
believe you gave me immune,
mm-hmm.
recover, and
Immune,
limitless.
limitless, and balance, right?
Balance.
Immune,
Correct. You
limitless,
gave
and
me
balance
balance.
gave you. So
Yep. So I
obviously
started.
immune and limitless specifically for this, and then the balance is for hormones in general, which I
Yep.
think every human being on this planet should be on.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yep.
So
And
what? Go ahead.
because remember you and I talked about it. I'm on TRT since I'm
Hmm.
40 years old, and you were like, hey, if you take balance, you might not need TRT anymore.
Yeah, we actually
Mhm.
have some super cool. We have a guy that was on TRT. Now, I don't remember how old he is. I'm going to say he's probably closer to 40. I'm going to have him back soon. But so he got off TRT before he knew about the food technology, and his testosterone just crashed down to like 40 or something. As a man, that's not what you're supposed to have. So
Yep.
he started some sort of other protocol. He got on the balance and such about I don't know how many months ago, but his testosterone is up to 88 now already. So I mean,
Wow.
you can't expect it to just blast like that. Obviously, it's going to take time to recover. But what people don't tell their patients with the TRT is that what we do with balance, we just regulate hormone, meaning that if your hormones are here and then you take balance, it's going to go to where it should be. But let's say you stop balance, yeah, it will go back to what it was before, probably, but it's not going to go lower than that. While you take TRT, your body believes it doesn't need to create hormone anymore, meaning you're here, you start TAT, you stop, you crash down to there, meaning you're going to feel even shittier than before you started. And they typically don't inform people about this. I think if you
Mhm.
know that, okay, now you know. Is it worth it? But they don't really educate people on this. And I
Absolutely.
believe, depending on people's goals, I don't necessarily believe like a Mr. Olympia bodybuilder is going to be all natural. No, I don't. But besides that, I do not think we need it. If we eat healthy and use hormone regulation from Mother Nature, I do not think we need any of it. So,
I agree with you. And again, because we're carnivores, right?
mm-hmm,
Eggs. I do 6 eggs a day.
mm-hmm,
I do beef. I do a lot of butter, grass-fed butter.
yes.
Of course, I'm Swiss, so Swiss cheese. It's the cheat.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cheat
Do you
day.
do raw cheese or pasteurized?
I do raw cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
telling somebody about this and they said I was just bullshitting, but I was dairy intolerant pretty much my whole life, since I was very young. And then I
Hmm.
tried raw milk and I did a test. I actually went live on Instagram and I said, here we go, guys. Let's fucking see what happens. And I drank
Hmm.
it and nothing happened. Since then, I do raw cheese, I do raw milk, and I just avoid any pasteurized dairy. And I
Yeah.
don't think it doesn't really affect me as bad as it used to do, but I can feel it still. I
You can
definitely,
feel the difference. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And I
And
also know that doing 6 eggs a day, or sometimes I do 8,
mm-hmm,
also helps with if you stop TRT,
mm-hmm,
the yolk, all the nutrients in the yolk itself
mm-hmm,
rebalance your testosterone level as well. So I
yes,
think carnivore, if you stop testosterone, will also help with your levels on top of balance. Yeah.
yes, for sure. Okay, so
combination of everything.
back to your story. So you started the immune limitless.
So
But
I
what did you
started.
do it from the beginning, and like how long did it take before you noticed something at all?
So keep in mind, when I met you, I was already in recovery, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a nightmare because I was still, I came off the road. I pretty much retired from touring because sleeping in a bus when the bus
Yeah.
moves all night, it
Mm-hmm.
was impossible, right? So I had neck issues in the morning. Your neck is stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had limited amount of, I couldn't really do rehabilitation or physical
Mm-hmm.
therapy the way I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I started your regiment as you prescribed me, pretty much. You
Mm-hmm.
told me double the dose, do it twice a day, morning and
Yeah.
night. I can tell you for facts, after 3 weeks, I
Mm-hmm.
used to wake up in the morning and I had no more neck pain, no stiffness in the muscles, no inflammation. I
Mm-hmm.
could feel that the pain really digressed
Mm-hmm.
drastically in 3 weeks. Keep in mind, at that time, I was probably 80% fused
Mm-hmm.
on the bone, C5, C6. And I think I told you this 6 months after I went to my 2 year post surgery analytics with my
Mm-hmm.
surgeon. And he's like, "You're completely fused." And in 40 years of doing this, I've never seen someone fusing so fast. Like it took me 20 months versus 24 to 26
Mm-hmm.
to get
You
completely
also
fused.
you didn't start the product right in the beginning either.
No,
I
no.
believe
I
that if
started
you would have started it right away after the surgery, that would probably have cut down the recovery time a lot.
absolutely. Instead of 18 months, I'll probably be, a year. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Even that.
So ever since I've been taking those products, I don't have any more balance
Mm-hmm.
because I ran out of it. But thanks to you, I always I always get limitless and immune,
Mm-hmm.
and it's my regiment ever since. I don't have any more neck pain, and I can tell you this: I don't
Mm-hmm.
know anybody that has an ACDF fusion after 3 years that can do, I can do
Uh-huh.
360 completely. It sounds like a bag of chips in the back because all the bones and everything.
When are we gonna get your surgeon on board to have this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I had a conversation with him because he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Have you done anything different?" He knew I was a carnivore, but he
Yeah.
suspected it was just not only eating beef can recover
Mm-hmm.
your bone mass like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I told him about the brand, I told him about the product. He's like, "I'm interested. I'd like to know more
Yeah.
because I've never seen this in my entire career. I've never seen someone fused so fast."
Let's set up a call, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's
Whenever
a
you guys.
trauma surgeon for UMC. He's a
Yes.
spinal trauma surgeon. I'm
Yeah.
sure he has a lot to say.
Oh yeah, I would love to. And honestly, these days, like anyone like that who obviously has a lot of knowledge, I love that challenge because I said I have during my time working with this on two different occasions. I sat down and had a conversation with somebody whom to me, whom I thought then was like up here compared to me. So like for example was a lady who's been working as a cancer doctor for 30 years. Who am I compared to her? And I was just in the beginning, I told you about the man with bone marrow cancer who I helped. And I was a little like nervous because I was early in my game here and I'd heard all of these crazy cancer stories. And I was like, I'm still a little like, what's going to happen? I don't know. They gave him 2 weeks to live. What am I going to do? I'm on the phone with this lady, 30-year cancer researcher. I tell her about what we do. And she said, Maaxx, you're saving the world. Keep doing what you're doing. And I was like, oh my God, a 30-year cancer doctor just told me this. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, you know what? Fuck everything. And people say, well, education. Why do we need education? We literally have so many people on our team. And it's also, if you come to me and you ask something and I don't know, like we have doctors, scientists, we have everything. We just did a brain scan on me the other week of our brain
You
lady
showed
here.
me.
Super freaking cool, and we're gonna do more of those because I have a hyperactive brain, which I'm sure many know. So I changed my regimen. We have a product that I used to drink in the evening that is called Fix, that calms you, that calms the nervous system down. I actually drink it when I wake up in the morning, and helps me focus on my training better. And I didn't even think about that because I was like, oh, it's a night product, right? So I drink it before training, which makes me be able to focus on the training and not, space out. So I actually mix the Fix and the Focus together, which calms the nervous system and one part of the brain and activates the other part of the brain, which you need to concentrate and do work. So that's
Left brain, right brain. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But you have another story too. Actually, I rewrote it because I remember you did a voice message to me here and it had a bunch of typos. So I just retyped it. I was trying to
So the
screenshot the voice
second,
message, you know?
I know the second one that was also mind blowing to me, and again, thank you for overnighting shipping the product for me. I had, like it's the winter, we're always with crew, so if someone gets
Mhm.
sick, we all get it. Like it's like the bus flu, right?
Yep.
And I got this version of COVID, uh, times, 4 times
Mhm.
harder. I felt like shit for 7 days, meaning
Yep.
it was like, "This is bad. This is not the flu. This is
You should
pretty
have
bad."
told me day one.
Yeah, I should have. So I
Everybody
tried,
out here who
you
knows me,
know,
sick, please tell me day one. Don't wait like a week. Or I have another friend who waited 3 weeks, and I was like, "You've been sick for 3 weeks. What the fuck?"
reach out to her, she'll get you set up and you'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, I did the raw garlic, lemon juice, cayenne peppers, all the holistic version of it because I'm
Mhm.
not believing in any over the counter flu medication, and
Mhm.
it was still not doing anything good. I
Yep.
received your shipment, and I did 6 of each twice a day, so 12,
Mhm.
12 immune, 12 limitless, right?
Mhm.
In 36 hours, I was back at work.
Yep.
No cough, no pain
Mm.
anymore,
And
no
how
headaches.
you only did that one time, right?
I did it 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
So,
Just
in
so if
36 hours. Yeah.
somebody is sick, it's not like, and I typically tell people, hey, you can take anything between 6 to 12 immune, like it will kick it off. But people don't have to do this every day. You just kind of do that and then it's good. Even for injuries. I've injured myself many times in the MMA here and I just pop like 12 immune, 6 limitless, and overnight, and then I'm typically fine the day after or 2 days after and go back to training. So it's not like you have to take 12 a day every day, you know?
It's
That's
phenomenal. The fact that
yeah.
in less than 24 hours, I was back in
Hmm.
my on my feet, and 12 hours later, I was back at work, and I
Yeah.
can see all my other coworkers are
Hmm.
like, they still
Sick,
can't breathe,
right?
they still
Yep.
coughing, they still have headaches. I was
Hmm.
like, 36 hours in, I am completely back to normal.
Yep. I have
It
actually
was
my mom,
insane.
my stepdad right now is sick, and my mom is on product. My stepdad is not, and my mom's calling me. What should I? I don't want him to make me sick. Should I take some extra? And I said, give him some product. So she gave him 6 immune and 4 limitless or something. And today he woke up feeling way better.
It's
He's also
phenomenal.
not on
It's
product prior to point
Yeah,
out. If you
yeah.
are on product regularly all the time, eventually you should just not get sick in the first place.
Mhm.
That's what a
Yep.
lot of people are noticing. Then when they've been consistent for some time, they just don't catch anything. I even had our
Yeah,
friend Nick, his dad, 81 years old, had 4 safe and effective shots and got sick all the time and had so much shit going on. And then they said that the day they realized that the product worked was that his mom got sick and they were like, oh shit, now dad's gonna go down, you know. And dad never got sick. 81 years old. And then
wow.
now he's in the gym 3 days a week, lifting weights. I mean, it's just incredible. 81 years old and jabbed.
It's
So
phenomenal. It's
there's hope
phenomenal.
for everybody.
Yeah, and I strongly recommend anyone that listens to this podcast to stop buying stuff over the counter at
Hmm.
CVS or Walgreens.
Yep. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm very glad. I We have crazy stories, we really do. But it's almost like I wish I would have known, or we have somebody else who I hope nobody's injured. Please, like, put that in the universe. Nobody gets injured. But if somebody is, just fucking hit us up like right away.
Yeah, it
Just
works,
you could
and I
probably cut
believe in it.
down. Yeah,
I
because
believe in it so hard.
they're say like scientifically we're allowed to say that our product speeds up recovery with 35%. That's what we're scientifically allowed to say.
Yep.
Though we have a lot of cases where people are cutting their recovery time in like a quarter of the time. So I believe it's probably more. It's just that
Mhm.
we don't want to get in trouble. So we have scientific numbers that are proven, which is like, okay, limitless 2, limitless reduces cellular inflammation by 47% in 90 minutes to 9 days, depending on the person. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have itis, right? For like 15 something years, and now my inflammatory marker is almost zero.
When
So
you
that's
showed me
one of
your
47.
results, your inflammatory marker result, inflammation, I
Yeah,
was like, "This is insane."
it's
You have
crazy.
no inflammation in your body, and I've known you for,
Yeah,
long enough. You were always, "I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain."
yeah. So it's magical. Okay,
It
so
is.
your story is great, and I
Thank you
can't
for allowing me to share.
wait to talk to your doctor sometime. And I don't know if you
Yeah,
have any extra time, or do you gotta go now?
I do. I don't have to leave. Yeah, I have another 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So let's talk about crypto.
Oh,
Yes. Well, I think we should have like a later episode more in depth about it, but
I agree.
you're kind of like you're a little bit of my crypto guru here, and
The
I
Swiss
don't
thing.
want to get into that shit. I don't want to, but I want to know enough to just know the basics, which I think people out there you don't have. I'm not like a day trader type of person. I just kind of did whatever he said, and let's just say that it's been going pretty well. So, how did you get into crypto?
I got into crypto completely out of nowhere. I went to this Christmas party in 2015,
Uh huh.
and there was this woman there that was talking about Bitcoin,
Uh
Bitcoin,
huh.
Bitcoin. I was like, "What is Bitcoin?" I'm a Swiss citizen. We're very good at finance and banking. That's what we built our whole company, our whole life on.
Yep.
And I was like, "What is Bitcoin?" And she showed me, and I believe it was at $7,000 or something like that.
When is
I
the
can't remember the numbers because it was so long ago, but
year? When is
it was
this?
a bull run pretty much.
Uh huh.
And a month later, I looked at Bitcoin and it crashed. It was probably like 400 bucks, whatever.
Ah.
And I was like, as a as a financial savvy individual, I was like, well,
Mhm.
if it touched seven, at one point it's going to go back there.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, back in the day, there was no exchange. You couldn't buy Bitcoin out of an exchange like Bitcoin Base or anything like that.
Mhm.
I found a guy on the internet on the Reddit board that was pretty much selling Bitcoin out of his car. So I went to meet him in the parking lot of Red
Now all
Rock.
of the people like, wait, is that a physical currency?
Is it I was like, "What is this?" But in my mind, I was like, it was at 7 grand, it will go
Uh-huh.
back there one day."
Yeah.
So, I had money, I met this dude in the parking lot of Red Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. He stayed in my car until the
Sketchy
coins were
though.
transferred to my wallet, and I
Oh,
was like, "Here we go. I have Bitcoin now."
yeah.
And it went through, the regular
Uh-huh.
cycles, the 4-year halving and then bull
Mhm.
run and then crash, etcetera, etcetera. And I've been holding, ever since. We're 2025, so I'm 10 years in,
Mhm.
and I can tell you it's the most amazing financial move any human can do in
Yep.
their existence. It's because the dollar, any currency, fiat, devaluates every
Mhm.
year more and more and more, and
Mhm.
Bitcoin gets you 30% a year return on investment, no matter what, if you don't
Yeah.
touch it. So it's a reserve asset. It's a valuable. I'm not going to say a commodity because it's like buying a home. The only
Yeah.
difference is your home lives uh, on the internet, if you want to, for the people that don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
And there's all the other coins like XRP that have functionalities,
Mhm.
bank inner ledger communication between banks worldwide, instant. Today, if I want to send $1 million via Swift, it'll take 3 days. It's going to cost
Mhm.
me, I don't know,
A lot of money.
$1,500 to do that.
Mhm.
With XRP, I can send you that instantly in 3 seconds for
Mhm.
0.0001 cent.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is slower, 7 transactions a second.
Mhm.
XRP is, I think,
Oh, is
1,500
that how it
transactions.
works? Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really understand these things.
So Bitcoin is slower, but it's the
Uh-huh.
digital gold, right? So you have Bitcoin
Yes.
as your store of value. You
Mhm.
hold it, you sit on it like a savings account, and then you have XRP, Ethereum,
I guess
Solana to do
correct.
fast
Uh,
transaction worldwide.
it just went down. Bitcoin has gone down kind of
Yeah.
a lot. So I
Yep.
actually got some more. And I actually bought Bitcoin back in the days when it was like $1,000. And then I did it
Beautiful.
through, yeah, but you know my story, right? I got
I
fucking
know.
scammed by Coinbase. So
Mhm.
I only put in like a little bit. Like I probably just bought like $1,000. So I had like one Bitcoin, you know? And then it exploded. So it went up to 100,000, meaning I should have had at least, wait, I should have had $1 million, right? No, wait, what am I saying?
If you had one, you should have 100
Yeah.
grand. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got hacked by
You
Coinbase.
100x your
My
10
math,
your
math,
$1,000 pretty much.
my the
You
fasting
did
math.
100x.
No, I'm just so yeah, I got scammed, so I lost everything. So I had to basically redo everything again. But even now, though, even though I did get Bitcoin late and I did get XRP after you told me to get it, and the return already is massive because I
Yeah.
bought XRP right now. It's going up and down, but I bought it at $1 and it's up
Yeah.
at 2 now, and it went up to like almost 3 for a little bit, I think. So
Mhm.
even though it dropped down now, I'm still doubled my money. And So, what do you think if somebody isn't really into the crypto stuff? Do you think it's worth starting now?
It's always worth dollar cost averaging, like a savings
Okay.
account. Let's say you have $100 a week to put on the savings account, put that
Mm-hmm.
towards Bitcoin
Yeah.
for sure, because it's a slow moving machine. We're only
Mm-hmm.
13 years in right now,
Yeah.
and there's been 4 cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And bottom line, if you hold and you're patient,
Mm-hmm.
you will make so much money. It's wealth generation, pretty much.
Do you
Never
believe
sell.
that?
Don't trade. Don't sell. Don't panic sell. Hold with your life like you would hold a savings account, right? And if you want to do a little more risky
Mm-hmm.
investments, you can do Solana, you can do Ethereum, you can do XRP. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm a strong believer on holding your crypto, because
Uh-huh.
at one point the ecosystem is going to change, and you
Mm-hmm.
won't have to cash out for fiat. You can buy a home with a Bitcoin, you can
Yeah.
trade with XRP,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc.
I was trying to tell my family actually. So my family's in Sweden, and we've been having a little bit of a complications sending money to each other.
Mhm.
It's not working, and I told my family, "You just have to get some crypto," and they're like, "What?" But I was like, "We could have sent each other money so quickly." I don't. I sent my dad money for something some time back, and let's just say that God, they took a lot of money in fee. Like it
Yeah,
was so ridiculous because I sent him and he sent me back. He was like, I think you calculated it wrong or something. I said, what do you mean? And he was like, this is how much I got. I was like, what the fuck? Like
the
they just
fees.
took
Yeah,
um so in dollars, how much are dollars? Yeah, they took probably 2 grand.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
insane.
crazy. It was
It's
freaking
insane.
crazy. Yeah.
There's I believe it was 2013. It was a proof of concept.
Mm-hmm.
Someone from a bank in Japan
Mm-hmm.
sent, using XRP, something like $100 million to I believe a bank in France.
Yeah.
It cost them $2.6
Hmm. That's good.
in
That's actually
transaction fees, and it was there in 5 seconds.
yeah. Wait, so
Yeah.
is it do you think it matters which crypto you will if you will go out and actually buy things with crypto, would you use the Bitcoin, the XRP or
I would use XRP once XRP is, because
uh-huh,
XRP right now has over 300 institutions,
uh-huh,
partnerships,
uh-huh,
banks, um, um, everything that you can think of in the ecosystem of finance, right?
yeah.
It's the coin that has a purpose for financial institutions.
Mhm.
Bitcoin is digital gold. You sit on
Mhm.
your Bitcoin like an investment, like you would sit on a house that you bought, but you don't live in it, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So that's the difference. I think Ethereum has too much gas fees. It's too
Yeah.
expensive to transact. Solano fixed that, but I'm a strong believer in Bitcoin and XRP. That's it.
I agree. I have some of the other stuff too, but right now I'm only just putting new stuff into Bitcoin and XRP.
Yeah,
And
and I
maybe
love
if we do
sharing
another
that.
episode, we should talk about cold storage and stuff because again,
Absolutely,
like
I was about to
I
say
used to
that.
use Coinbase, and I they literally just locked me out of my account. And
Your example with
for
Coinbase
three
is the best one.
years, actually, talk a little bit about cold storage, and I'm gonna pull up my
So
message to Coinbase
rule
here.
number one, not your keys, not your crypto. For people that buy on Coinbase and they
Uh huh.
leave their coins on Coinbase, if
Mm-hmm.
one day something happened and Coinbase shuts down, you lose all your assets.
Yeah.
So not your keys, not your crypto. Get cold storage, get a phone storage app like a Trust Wallet, for example. Remember, don't screenshot or write down via email your key phrase, because if anyone gets access to that key phrase, your coins are gone.
Yep.
So write on a piece of paper, try to remember it, right? Don't
Mm-hmm.
share, don't screenshot, be
Yep.
very secretive, because you become your own bank at that
Yep.
point. At that level, you're your own bank. So the responsibility of that is also, massive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the safest way. The fact that you're your own bank, nobody can shut you down. You can literally disappear for 10 years, come back, and your crypto are still there.
Before you told me, I didn't even know this. So this is I sent this in 2021. I'd already tried for 1.5 year to reach Coinbase. I tried to call, I tried to email, ended up messaging them on X. I said I've submitted 7 tickets and one complaint over the last 1.5 year without any sort of response. So don't use Coinbase, guys, or any of these fucking platforms because this is what they do to you. And right after this happened to me, it was on the news how this family of like not people with money, let's just say. It was a couple with children who had put in their life savings into Coinbase and lost everything. I mean, so it
Yeah.
was probably a lot of people, and no, fuck that.
Yeah. Rule
But you
number
also
one,
know how that
cold
works. I had
storage.
no clue until you told me about the cold storage. So obviously I have
Yeah.
to.
Cold storage allows you to become your own bank, and
Hmm.
again, not your keys, not your coin. Simple as that. Like the ATM, right? One day you go to the ATM is shut off. What do you do? How do you get your money out?
Yep. Well,
That's it.
that's also kind of a. What was that? Was it like a couple of years ago when they said all the banks were gonna crash? Remember that?
Hmm. Yep.
So, I'm like, yeah, better be prepared, right? So I went to the bank to take out money and just freaking hold cash instead. It was a project to take money out.
Yeah.
So I get there and they're like, oh, no, we don't have that much money in the bank. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean you don't have the money in the bank? That's like an alarm in the first place. They don't even have
Absolutely.
actual a lot of money in the world. It doesn't even exist. It's just numbers on a screen, right? And then,
Yeah.
okay, next step, so then you have to order your money. Okay, so you make an appointment, you order your money. I come in, they say my ID is not valid. What do you mean my ID is not valid? This is a government freaking ID. That, like, what are you talking about? It was the whole fucking thing. I was so pissed off. And then, long story short, fast forward, like, this took weeks. Eventually I get my money. Do you know what they want to do then? They want to walk with me to my car with security. Oh, I didn't look suspicious when I came here, but now I do. Like, now everyone's gonna know I have a bunch of money in my fucking bag. Like, what the hell is going on? It was so
It's
stupid.
insane. It's
Yeah.
insane the fact that you don't have access to your money on your
Yeah.
own terms, right? But they take your money. When you deposit
Oh
$1 million
yeah.
in the bank,
They
they'll
have
take
to.
it right away. But
Yep.
if you want to cash out $1 million, it'll
No,
take
thank
3
you.
days. Next thing you know, you have the Internal Revenue
Well, no,
Service. Well,
depending
you
on
need
the
that money.
amount, you actually have to pre-book like weeks in advance. So I didn't even
It's
take out
insane.
that much. I only took out like, I don't know, $30,000. It wasn't like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for $30,000, I had to pre-book 3 weeks in advance. Like, that's what?
It's
And
insane.
also bear in mind there were a lot of people doing the same thing at the same time, so it was kind of chaos at the banks at this point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well,
Crypto fixes all of that, right?
I don't have
Because
the cash anymore. I got the crypto instead.
yeah, and I have a couple of friends that have been cashless for over 4 to 5 years. They're
Ah,
sitting on Bitcoin. They got lucky, right? They found
uh-huh.
Bitcoin at a good time.
Yeah.
And one of my friend never use he doesn't own any single dollar. Everything he does
I'm
is via
honestly, I'm
Bitcoin.
trying to move there, and I think I want to do an episode on survival in general. So like crypto
Mhm.
is one good thing, but also what people should think about is like, do you have a water cleaning system? Like, do you have water distiller system? Do you have storage of water? Do you have, depending on where in the world you are, and do you have weapons and ammunition? Do you know how to survive without food? Do you know how to start a fire? Like, do you have tools to? Because one thing they're saying is going to happen, which obviously we hope that's not true, but they're saying that all the electricity is going to be cut at some
The
point.
power grid. Yeah, they're
Yes,
gonna
and
go
then
to
what
for the
happened
power
is,
grid.
all the fucking prisons and shit are opening. Like, I'm in a place where there are actually a bunch of electronic doors here, meaning the power goes, the doors open. So now you're
Yeah,
gonna have a bunch of crazy people in the streets, and then you're not gonna have any power, electricity, heat, cold, wherever, depending on where you are. Maybe cold, no heat. And I mean, there are so many of these things I want to talk about. The same, like, I mean, I fasted for 4 days now, and I'm pretty sure that technically, if I wanted to, which I don't want to do right now, but we don't really need to eat food. So there's a movie or documentary called Eat the Sun that basically talks about like energy. We can live off of energy. Food is one
yeah,
source of energy, but it's not the only one. And I think a lot of people out there, because of how they are, they're gonna feel like absolute crap after only a few days without food.
absolutely. Because they're so used to eat
Yeah.
food that is deprived of nutrients.
Yep.
I've read an article a couple of months ago. It was this former Navy SEAL guy that has
Mm-hmm.
he has a camp and he trains people to survive. If something happens, what do you do for you and your family, right?
Yeah.
He said something that really dropped the pin in my brain. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
after 72 hours,
Yeah.
90% of humans become primal.
Yep.
So if you don't have food for 72 hours, no water, no food, your instinct will become so primal, you'll go to your neighbor's house, shoot him because
Yeah.
he has a tenderloin in his fridge, right?
That's why I
Like
think
that's
every human, and I know you do fasting too. One reason why I do fasting is not for weight loss, and honestly, I've gotten to the point now where when I fast, I don't lose anything. I still have my muscle left. I look like today's my fourth day of fasting, and I still look like pumped in my
yeah.
quads,
You're
which
not
is
low energy. You're
incredible.
not, yeah.
That's the goal. I understand that some people think fasting, oh, that's a great way to lose weight, but that shouldn't be your reason for doing it. Also, Red Moon tonight, I'm wanting to actually I might not do it tonight, maybe tomorrow, but I do it for spiritual reasons too, for meditation, for I mean, I'm gonna go I have already shared with people that I'm in this class right now for astral travel, and I will have my coach on my live stream very soon. He's an
Yes.
incredible man. It's going so well. And if you asked me probably only 1.5 year ago, I did bodybuilding, right? Or 2 years ago, I did bodybuilding. I thought I had to eat 6 times a day. And if I didn't eat 6 times a day, I was going to lose all this muscle that I worked so hard for. That's all. But it was like that for me because I believed it. Our mind is
It
very
was
powerful.
conditioning.
I
Yep.
believed back then if I skip a meal, I lose weight. And believe it or not, if I ever skipped a meal, I looked tiny and skinny immediately because
Yeah.
I was causing my body to react that way.
Brain conditioning, absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, we're hunters and gatherers, right? Back in the day,
Yeah.
you used to go hunt, you
Uh-huh.
kill an animal, you eat it. Until
Yep.
you hunt again, you don't eat. So our bodies are metabolically built and created to do at least 20 to 24 hours with no food and be completely fine. As
Yep.
long as you hydrate and you
Mhm.
take salt minerals, you
Yep.
can survive this. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I know we have the same salt, I think. The Dr.
Yeah.
Barbara's Celtic sea salt.
Yes.
Honestly,
Celtic
I
salt.
am I am not sponsored by her, but I wish I was. I need
The
to do
minerals amount in
yeah.
that bag is phenomenal. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
and that will keep you going. As long as you have salt, your brain
Yeah.
connected can work,
So
and
I
that's all
do
that matters.
when I fast. So I don't completely fast. There are different kinds. There's dry fast, water fast, whatever. When I fast, I still take my Alovea products because Acemannan has all the nutrients the human body needs. I think that's one reason why it's working so freaking well for me. I bet I could
Absolutely.
just keep going. Honestly, I'm not hungry. I don't feel tired. Nothing at all. Fourth day. And then I do the salt. So I basically just eat a spoon of salt and then I
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
water.
yeah. Through your tongue, absorbs it.
Hmm.
Done.
Yep.
So, in a nutshell, you're saying that if anything happens and we go into chaos, we'll be the survivors.
Oh, yes, for sure.
We are.
But I
We
think
got
it's also we need to practice it because the first time ever I fasted, I did not feel good. I felt like I was going to die. I'm
yeah.
not
The,
kidding.
the
And
first 24 hours is so hard.
oh my God, I think I even talked to you during this and I was telling you how much pain I was in, but I felt so happy.
Yeah,
And
because your
that's the
brain goes
time.
into a
Mhm.
different state.
That's
Yeah,
the time when I held a speech. So I was at an event that day and I only did a 48-hour fast. It wasn't like that crazy. And I walk in, I was like, oh my God, it's time to eat finally. And my friend there's this huge networking event for the Cannabis 101. There's like massive investors and like some big people there. Hey Max, do you wanna go up and talk? And I was like, oh my God, I was just gonna eat, you know? I was like, fine, okay. And I take the microphone and I speak, and my friend recorded it, and I did not say or like even once in the whole speech.
your brain was sharp. Yeah.
Yes, it was incredible.
And again, because I've known you for so long, I've seen the evolution of Maaxx, right? And the Maaxx I see today from the Maaxx I
You
met,
haven't known me that long. It's only a year and a half, barely.
yeah, but I've seen the transition, the
Yep.
the evolution of you, right? From
Hmm.
the you before fitness competitor
Yep.
to the you today, it's the yin and the yang.
It's probably been my craziest year of my life, the last year. The progress I made in the last year and all the things I've gained the last year is probably more than I gained in my whole life total.
It's beautiful. And witnessing it from afar or having conversations with you and talking about everything, all topics, all the time, I'm like, I'm proud of you, Max. You're
Thank
you're
you.
on you are on your purpose right there.
Yes, the purpose. You know what I want to do? Okay, do you know your purpose?
My purpose is to help people live a better life by helping them with whatever items I can give them. Bitcoin, health, philosophy. I'm Swiss, so
Yeah.
I'm always very good at listening to people. I never take sides. Go
Mm-hmm.
for it. Tell me what your problem is. Tell me what your problem is. Let's
Uh-huh.
come up to a conclusion because we
You
have
should be
things to do.
an
I'm very like I love listening to people and try to give them a third eye view, outside the box view.
maybe this is what you should do too. Live streams and educate people.
I would love that. Yeah, I just need more time.
Yes. A lot of people said, somebody told me today, she's like, I need more than 24 hours a day. And I said, no, you just need to make different priorities and stop doing everything you don't want to do.
And you told me this for so much already. I know. I know. We talk about this all the time. Yesterday, you texted me like, "I hate your work." I'm like,
Your work takes up too much of your time. Not to say that you're not doing good things in your job, you do, but I think you're meant for more. That's all.
and if I can share, I would love that. Yeah, because I've been doing this. You're the perfect example. I've
Mm-hmm.
educated you about crypto, and now you're sharing the knowledge, right? So
Uh huh.
that's always been kind of like my since the pandemic. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I've been in this for so long. I lived 4 bull runs, four halvings, pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the market. I would love to be able to help people not doing the mistakes I did at the first time.
You have it. Well, we should do another episode and talk more about your crazy life stories because
I
this
would
was
love
only
that.
the tip of the
That's
iceberg.
just the tip.
Fucking crazy shit, right? Okay, I know you gotta go, but let's finish it off with why. What made you go carnivore? What, like,
I
why did you
was
pick that diet, if we call it that?
So I realized that after eating most of the time, when I used to eat conventional food, especially
Mm-hmm.
starch, like potatoes, rice, all
Mm-hmm.
that, I was very always cautious about my food intake because I'm from Europe, so quality food is where we're from, right?
Mm-hmm.
In America, I was kind of like, I don't like seeing all these labels with all these words I can't pronounce.
I need a
And I
pen.
realized
You talk fast.
that
This is
when I
ridiculous.
was eating, most of the time after eating, I wanted to go take a nap.
Yeah.
And I saw this documentary on YouTube one day about the carnivore diet,
Mm-hmm.
about from Dr. Sean Baker. He's
Uh,
been, I believe, he's a doctor, and
mm-hmm.
he's been carnivore for over 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's 56.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the entire interview, and I gave it 30 days. It changed my life. It
Yeah.
changed my life. Period. I feel great. I'm energized. Right now, I didn't eat since last night,
Mm-hmm.
7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3:30 almost in
Mm-hmm.
Pacific time. I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna go eat, and I'm not gonna take a nap. I'm gonna be able to have a full shift and slay because I'm eating a steak
Do
and
you
four
think
eggs.
this though? So I'm, you know, that I have up until I was 26, I didn't eat red meat at all. Then I started eating red meat, felt so much better. I was never carnivore. I still eat, grains and whatever also. But nowadays I fast a lot, which I never believed in. I also eat a lot of vegan food. So I would like to say that at least twice a week, 2 days a week, I eat only vegan food and then I eat
Mhm.
meat and I feel great. So obviously beliefs is one thing, but I also think that you said you weren't feeling too good when you ate these things before. Do you believe that it could have been so that the quality just wasn't good enough? Do you believe
I
that you
believe
could eat those things if you knew where to find good resources?
So I'm super open to vegetable intake and fruits.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is everything is, laced with chemicals and pesticide and Roundup and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, carnivore, eggs, meat, cutting down pretty much elimination diet to the core to see what I react best to
Mm-hmm.
was the goal.
Yeah.
And I realized that rice, bread, starch, potatoes is like people say you need carbs to build muscles.
No, you don't.
It's no, you don't. No,
I
you
don't. I
don't.
do not believe that at all, and I function just as well, just eating like meat and eggs and fat. But
Yeah.
I've also realized being so obviously, I do actually have several friends over here that are vegan, meaning I've been eating vegan food. And the funny thing, we have an Ayurvedic restaurant here. So
Mhm.
Ayurvedic food is supposed to be like medicine, and everything is vegan or vegetarian. And I've
Mhm.
been eating there a lot, and I feel so good when I eat there, which made me realize, like, oh my God, because also here in New Mexico, there are very good food sources actually. There's a
Yeah.
place where I
There's a lot
go.
of farmers. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I didn't used to eat out in restaurants at all. And I have two different restaurants over here where I eat and I always feel good after. So
Yeah.
quality matters most of all. And I think regardless of what diet people pick, just find your quality. You don't necessarily have to go vegan or have to go carnivore, whatever it is. Just start caring about what the fuck the shit's coming from.
Absolutely. My
And
my my rule number 1 is don't eat anything that comes in a box.
yes, So I
That's
found
it.
this egg guy. So I bought eggs the other day, farm eggs. So I asked the guy, and he was so helpful. He sent me screenshots of all the food they're feeding the chicken. Literally screenshot, nutrition labels,
Yes,
everything. And he said, "Well, we have this one," because I asked him, "Does it say organic, no GMO, blah 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 blah?" And he was like, "You know what? One of our brands does, but the other one doesn't." He's like, "You know what? I'm happy to start feeding my chickens only that one. If you're gonna come back," I'm like, "I'm your
done.
best customer now.
I'm
Let's
on my
go."
way.
So I was like, I love it. Okay, you texted me this the new Swiss food pyramid. I think you sent me this one, and it
Yeah,
has no
yeah.
meat
Because
in
I
it.
was like, this is completely. It's insane. It's because I grew up in a
Uh,
country where you
yeah.
eat cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Mm-hmm.
meat for lunch, breakfast, and
Yeah. What
dinner.
is on this thing anyway?
So
What is
now
it?
it's kind of like,
There's a little bit
yeah,
of cheese and eggs, but that's it.
yeah, it changed completely. Because back in the day, it was eggs, cheese, and meats,
I love that
and then
there's
it was
coffee.
vegetables and fruits, right?
There's coffee down here. What's the
I mean,
coffee
it's
doing there?
insane.
That doesn't make
It's
any sense.
insane. But also because the whole, the food
Yeah.
conglomerate is pretty
What's up
much owned
there?
by the same company that owns the medicine companies and the oil companies. So it's
Ridiculous.
all part of a big system and you're not in it, right?
Yep.
And they want you to eat Pop-Tarts versus eating blueberries.
Yep.
So,
We
yeah,
need to just
and that's
grow
like
our own stuff. And also,
that's it.
we're gonna okay now we're gonna end this episode with saying, guys, don't buy seedless fruit. Even if it says organic, seedless fruit is not organic. Okay,
It's
there's no
impossible.
fucking way. Please tell me how you grow a seedless fruit, because we've been starting, like Joel here, he takes seeds out of fruit and throw it outside the gym, and then shit grows up, like he grew fucking
Absolutely.
watermelons and shit. That's how we're supposed. If you buy one fruit, you can like live off of that fruit for the whole year. You just plant the
Absolutely.
seeds and then you never have to
Yeah.
buy food. And now they make seedless fruit. Like, how does that make any sense?
I remember when I was a kid in Switzerland, they had this wave of seedless grapes. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
how is
ridiculous.
that? And my dad was like, there's no way this is natural. It's
No.
clearly GMO
In
because you have to
Sweden, they don't
remove
even
the.
have seeds in any grapes anymore. My mom told me.
Yeah,
She's like,
it's
yeah, there's
insane.
only seedless fruit. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
This is insane. But yeah, it's
Europe
in
is
a
crazy.
way, for me, food is like crypto. You
Yeah.
control your food source, right? If you
Yep.
don't eat it.
Exactly. Just
That's
buy,
it.
if somebody, I have a great guy for meat. The only thing is their farm is very small. So if you want to order, you might like to have to order now and you get the food like a couple of months from now, but it's
Mhm.
totally worth it. His name is Jake Steaks. If somebody wants to contact, I will send it. But maybe I
I
should
remember
stop
when you
sharing the
bought half
link.
of your
Maybe
cow,
I should
you
stop
were
sharing the
so
link.
proud.
Otherwise, he might not have a cow for me.
I remember when you bought your first half a cow, you
Mhm.
were so proud, and I looked at your freezer and I was
Oh my
like,
God, it
"You
was
have food for 6
beautiful.
months."
It
Yeah,
was fucking beautiful.
and when you do the math, right? Let's say
Mhm.
I spend $300 every 2 weeks to get my nutrients, right? My food.
Mhm.
Well, if you multiply that by 6 months, I'm sure I've spent more than you spend to buy half a cow.
I actually had a lady I was talking to just the other day, and she said, Max, so I finally found a farm where I live. And do you know what's crazy? She said, I went there and bought steak and it was cheaper than the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
Yeah.
no.
There's no middleman, there's no third party, there's no truck hauling the meats, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
if you eliminate all these from the food system,
Hmm.
food is affordable. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm
Yep.
like you. Buy land, grow your own food, have dogs, and be happy.
That was my freezer. Actually, it looks the same
Yeah.
now, but in the gym here, I just bought or I got a smaller freezer, so it basically looks the same now, but it's a standing open freezer instead. But
I
this
recall
is
that day you were like, "Look at what I have."
yep,
I'm like, "Oh my
this
god."
is how your meat's supposed to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You go work,
Thank you, Max. Always.
and
Thank you for everything.
we'll do another episode later on more
You tell me.
conspiracies.
There's also like I want to talk about, Dr. Greer, what you and I saw about um
Yeah.
astral
Okay,
projecting and
so
talking to aliens, etc., etc.
what do you think about him collaborating with the Kardashians?
I I'm I don't I don't know. I don't feed on those little
Yeah.
I've heard him speak and
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, he's been doing it for 30 years. He's a surgeon, right? He's a trauma surgeon, so his brain is wired very like to the
Yeah.
facts.
Hmm.
And I love the fact that his job is just to expose what's going on. And he's been briefing presidents ever since George W. Bush.
I was trying to
So
buy his documents because he said they were on sale, but I can't find them. But I've been using some of his techniques to communicate with
to
extraterrestrials.
astro project, yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
to communicate with extraterrestrials. And I definitely had an experience the other day. I can't fully say. I think I pulled myself out of it because for a second I got nervous and I pulled myself out of it and I was like,
Oh,
so, but I'm gonna do
yeah,
it again. Yeah, it was
yeah.
something happened for sure. Something happened. And there are magical things going on right now. Somebody's fighting with me on TikTok about mermaids, and they're telling me they told me I'm narcissistic, and I said narcissistic because they said
Oh my
mermaids are
God.
demons, and I said, do you think so? I said I don't think so at all, and I don't necessarily think anyone is. And I no. My question to them was, just like us, we can get encountered by demons, right?
Mhm.
Do you think mermaids are maybe good and the same thing could possibly happen to them, that a demon enters them? It doesn't mean
Probably,
they're
as long as a
born
human or
bad.
a living organism, you can get
And they
possessed,
said that I
probably.
am narcissistic. And I said,
Mm.
do you know what narcissistic means? And how did this come into this conversation?
I'm self-centered.
Okay.
Come on.
I said, fine, fair enough.
No, Max, I just want to put it out there before we hung up. Keep doing what you're doing. You're helping people, and you're doing it in the most genuine way possible because you're not pushing any multi-level marketing bullshit. You just this is my journey. I can show you it works. I would love to share with you so you can empower your life. So keep doing what you're doing because I'm one of example. I followed
Yep.
your lead, and look at this today.
Yep. That's
You
all
know?
I ask people. Just give it a shot. If you
Yeah,
don't feel anything, you get your money back. We don't typically say that very much, but we have a money back guarantee. But
yeah,
nobody's ever not had results unless they don't take the product. We have those
yeah.
people also. They're like, I don't think you worked. I'm like, did you finish your box? No.
No, I did it for
Yeah,
two
well,
days.
it's not going to work.
Give
But
give it 2 weeks at least.
no, we actually say 90 days because there are
90 days.
people who have so much toxins and shit in their body that it's not going to work in 30 days. Most
Yeah,
people do feel something their first month, though. I'm going to say that. But
yeah.
there are people such as actually my own mom. It's been taking a while. It's been
I
taking
love the fact that you were able to convert her. That
hmm
was like for you, I know it was a big achievement because
It
you told me about it multiple times, and
was.
the day she was like, "I'm listening to you," I was
Yeah.
like, "You did it.
Yes.
You did it.
That's all.
I'm
Okay.
proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story. And
Let's see you again."
we'll be back soon.
Hells yes. Be well. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and
You.
keep accumulating Bitcoin and XRP.
Yes, for sure. There will be more talks about this.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Yeah, we're going to cover more. I didn't know if we were going to have time to talk about the crypto or not, but we're going to cover that more. So, I'm by no means a crypto expert. I do have some crypto, and I've been doing what my trusted sources have told me, such as Pierre. He's one of the people that I have in my little tribe of people who is an information source for me. And this is just a little bit of what he knows and does. And I'm sure we'll cover more later. His story is kind of crazy on the Acemannan, and I'm very happy that he did so. I hope you can get his doctor on board on a talk. That would be incredible. I do have some new Pure Blood merch actually launching today. I'm just going to share here with you guys. So these are the latest launches. We got the Pure Blood Shadowband God, King Bao featured. We also got the Matrix collection. There's a bunch of them. The Matrix is real. You can get the shirt where you says the Matrix is real and you're in it, if you're still in it. Or just show other people. I also have this one where it says I left the Matrix. Free from the Matrix, because that's what we want to be. And I have a new launch coming today, later. So guys, go get some swag. And I will be back on live. Let me see. I feel like, is it tomorrow? No. No, not tomorrow. Saturday. I'm back on Saturday. We're going to cover some more stuff about being free from the Matrix, let's just say. But I'm going to tap out and get some other stuff done here. And I always wonder if I should share my own Acemannan story every time I'm on here. I'm sure you guys have heard it, but just a quick recap. My hair grew out. My itis joint discomfort went away. My eyebrows grew out like crazy. I barely had any of those. Most of my wrinkles went away. Um, my gut got super nice and great and not bloated. I used to be bloated all the time. I used to take a lot of digestive enzymes and probiotics. I don't take any of these things anymore. I only take the Acemannan products. I also have had scoliosis since I was born. I have no scoliosis pain. I didn't do a scan for the scoliosis because to me, if I can't feel it, it's not there, right? My knees feel great. I'm training MMA. Actually, let me play this video. I did a little, I haven't recorded very much of my training, but I posted one the other day about my training. So let me show you guys this. Let's see here. This is my coach.
There. Good. Good job. There. There. Reset. Good. One more time. Nice. That was way better. Good. Now stop right there. Again. Again. Good pull. There. Good. There. Good. Good job. And pull it. There. Now shovel it. Come there. Drop my hand to get there, right? There.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how much better that was. The importance of breathing. Breathe. There. Good. Reset. Nice. Nice. Good. There. Oh, that was way better. You can hear when you get a snap. There. Good. There you go. Nice. There you go. Again. Right. There's a push kick, right? Push. And then there's the stabbing, right? Good. There. Better. Bring it. Good. Lean back. There. I just got.
Okay, guys, so that's some of my training. I'm not showing everything, but let's just say if somebody told me a year ago that I was going to train MMA, I would have laughed at you because my knees and my wrists were so bad. If you guys haven't seen, uh, well, I don't have images of everything, but this was my arm. Everything was fake. I got hip bone and metal and all the stuff. Like I had a lot of itis and stuff in my rib, actually in both wrists. And yeah, if somebody would have told me a year ago that I would train MMA, I would have been like, yeah, right, funny, you know? Like I'm the one who did bodybuilding and could never do a knee over toe exercise. As the moment my knee went like an inch over my toe, I was not walking for the rest of the week. It was just, it was crazy. So yeah, this is very special to me. Very special. And I'm very happy and I'm very thankful for King Bao, who is the reason why I found out about this and the reason why I'm on the mission. And we're about to go meet the kids soon again. So we donate to children. It's a buy one, nourish one model. If you buy a product, we send the exact same technology to children to save their lives. So malnourished children who don't have access to proper care and nutrition and food, and we put the Acemannan in their food, and it basically gives their body all the nutrients they need, meaning they can now live well, happier, not get sick very much. He said on an average, these kids will get sick about 20 to 30 times a year. And he said the average for the children now is twice a year, which is incredible. So I'm going to jump out. Guys, love you all. I'll see you on Saturday. Have a good red moon.